everyone. I hope you're all well. This is Nick and John from Claret and Booze. Welcome by our good friends Andy Miles and Danny Martinez. Danny Martinez is back from the US. So yes, we're going to be discussing in depth that fantastic performance and even better result earlier on today. We're going to be doing the player ratings. We're going to be talking about all manner of things West Ham, and then we're going to be opening the phone line so that if any of you lot want to phone in and have a chat with us, you can. All right, but so yeah, John, how are you, mate?
Absolutely elated. Absolutely elated. It's been mate. You can't put into words how much we've changed as a team. I mean, we'll talk about it in depth later, but I mean, yeah, it's just chalk and cheese, and it's just crazy, you know. And it's what we've been crying out for all season, really. And it's just it's taken until April to go.
Thing is, we've still got a few games left. If we finish in this vein, it's going to leave a very nice taste in the mouth come the end of the season. It'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Lovely if we can finish in this, go out like this the whole way through. Even if we lose games, if we go out with performances, playing well, that's all you can ask for, isn't it? That's all you can ask 100%,
for, mate. And there's always the opportunity that we could actually overtake Chelsea.
Yes, 5 points away, and they are shit.
Imagine that.
Danny Martinez, how are you, mate?
In the house.
Yes.
Yeah, right here, man. Happy to be here. Couldn't be happier with that. With really the past week and a half of football we've gotten from West Ham. Can you ask for much more right now?
It's come completely out of the blue, isn't it?
Me, yeah.
Because I know we had the results against Southampton and Fulham, but the performances weren't there. We ground those out. You know, it was. I think John said it earlier on, and Gary said it last week. He likened the comeback against Arsenal as a catalyst, similar to that of the survival season when we had Tevez when he scored against Tottenham, but we didn't win. But it was just that. It was that moment that kind of kicked us on, and I think that was it.
Coming back alive, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I think it was literally that Paqueta penalty, because if that wasn't given and we didn't get that penalty, then we may not have had that kick start. It was like a sliding doors moment, I think. I really do.
Go even further than that, it was probably the Saka. Maybe we got Saka to thank for this, for missing his penalty.
Maybe.
That was a huge moment. Yeah, that added to the momentum swing of just in general in that game, yeah.
And last but
hang on, hang on a minute. Hang on, sorry. Listen. Before Andy starts, sorry, Andy. I mean, I'm getting a lot of abuse about my looks lately. I don't know what the problem is. Right? We all know.
Did you go to Spain, John? Did you go to Spain?
I went to Spain.
On, mate.
Comments like this, they're not very nice, are they? I mean, they're not very nice.
Backhanded compliment.
I've got lots of power. I can ban people and shit, right? So just
he's got no power. Trust me. But
sorry, Andy. Introduce Andy. Sorry, Andy.
Right, Andy. Last but by no means least, I'll try again. Andy, how are you, mate?
I'm good. Happy St George's Day to everyone as well.
Happy St George's Day. Yes,
indeed.
Yes,
love it.
And do you know what? I think some Tottenham fans got home before us from Bournemouth today, I think.
Fucking hell, mate. Did you see? John sent me a video on WhatsApp of some bloke was fuming, walked out in 21 minutes. He was...
There wasn't just a few, it was about 1,000, they said.
Yeah, but I'm not being funny. I would have gone home at 5-0 down after 20 minutes, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Can you put the
That is embarrassing. But what has happened to them? Because it's really weird. Because I thought they was going to get Ryan Mason back in charge, right? But they didn't. They got rid of Cornet, but they've kept all his backroom staff, and it's his number 2 that's now in charge, minus the mastermind. You know, so they've kept the same setup, but they've taken the main man away. How is that ever going to work?
Well, that's the thing, because he's worked alongside him for donkey's years. So I imagine he's literally got his whole dossier on how he wants to play, and I'm not sure this guy has his own ideas. Otherwise, he wouldn't be. Yeah,
but it's not just ideas. It's an aura, and the person Conte is a type of person that will drive you and kick you into action, isn't he? Whereas that person has gone. That person's gone. But they're fucked, Spurs, aren't they? I mean, look, they're in a far better position than us in the table, but they need desperately to get in Champions League. They do. They need it.
Yeah,
they're not going to get it.
100%. No, they're not. Who cares? Who gives them monkeys? They deserve it.
Yeah, I know.
I just today was a really good day to be a West Ham fan to see them.
Amazing. It was
amazing. It was the icing on top. Obviously, them losing and us winning, it doesn't get much better. But in the tragic fucking fashion in which they lost, it's so sweet.
The continued capitulation of Arsenal this weekend as well. You know, they're really, their arseholes are really going, aren't they? They are.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what you decipher from this? That North London is basically full of bottle jobs, isn't it? It's just
yeah.
And a full dessert of crumble.
Yes. Yeah. So much crumble. That's all you get, because I live in Enfield. This is Tottenham land. That's all you got when you go in your local co-op and you go in the dessert section. It's just fucking crumble everywhere. That's all you got. You got no other choice.
Fuck them.
Fuck them. Right. So, where to start? I'll tell you what. Let's. John, do you want to give your thoughts on the game? Put you on the spot.
Yeah,
obviously, we started really well. We came out the blocks quick, and we got on the score sheet after the 5th minute with a good corner from Cresswell.
Yeah, great corner, cracking header. Although I think defensively, was it Solanke he was marking him? I can't remember.
That was Jefferson Lerma. That was
Lerma. Sorry.
He was caught sort of ball watching a bit.
Yeah, it wasn't great defending from them, but you know, he attacked the ball well, and it was a bullet header for me. And it was like reverting back a little bit, wasn't it? Just whipping crosses in the box for us has been a little bit of a problem lately.
Deliveries have got better, haven't they? Deliveries have got better.
The quality of our crossing has got a little better. The quality of our crossing has got better.
How fucking good was Soufal today?
He's getting better. He's getting better and better. I mean, it's so strange because I thought I'll be honest with you, I'd given up on him. I thought he was finished. I mean, the start.
We know.
But the start of this season, he was properly shit.
Yeah.
He was useless. But I've got to be honest, I would even go as far as to say is the last few games he's back to more than his best.
He's close to what we thought we were getting with him in his first season with us.
He's
close to that form again.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant.
I believe.
But what did you think of the? Go on, mate.
Go on, Andy. Go on.
Oh, I was going to say, Andy, what did you think of the start? Couldn't really ask so much more, could we?
Do you know what? Like you said, it's since that Paqueta goal, I've never seen us press so much. It's just depressing that no one knows how to deal with it, and they've seemed to. You know what? I'm going to give them credit. It seems like they've been working on it in the training ground. Like it doesn't just happen overnight.
No, it doesn't happen overnight. Well, it can do. Look, I think people will draw whatever conclusion suits them. You know, if you've got people that are Moyes in, they're gonna credit him as being the mastermind behind a turnaround. Personally, I don't think that there's a mastermind in there. You know, a mastermind wouldn't wait 30 days to discover that pressing a team, you know, makes it difficult for them. I think that the catalyst was the Arsenal game. I think that the players took it upon themselves to go after it, to try and stop it from happening. And I think ever since then. I'm not
saying the shackles are off a bit.
Well, I think once they're on the pitch, I think they've released the shackles from themselves. That's personally what I believe. I think I'm not saying that David Moyes is not involved in any way. He's picking the team. He's doing all that. I'm sure he's giving the team talks. But I'm pretty certain that team, they're buzzing, they're buoyant, and my feeling is that the minute they cross that white line, I think they're just going to do all they can to win the game. I think that's what they're doing, and they are. I mean, look how together they was in that video that we saw after the game.
Yeah, 100%. And like you said, it's consistency as well. And I was expecting a lot of changes today, and the fact that it's keeping that same, it's like everyone knows their jobs. There's no one. Yeah. The only real changes, obviously, we'll get onto it. Is obviously Cresswell, Fabianski, really, but everyone done their job.
Well, I was dreading this run of fixtures because. When you looked at the April fixtures on paper, they're compressed. You know, it's one after the other after the other. It's like 9 games in a month, wasn't it? But it just strikes me because if you think back to the lockdown season when we was trying to make up the fixtures, I think we did well in that period as well. I think when we're not training and you're just playing and you're recovering, you're playing and you're recovering, this group of players don't seem. I think we do well. We seem to do well in that environment. You know, it looks quite harrowing on paper, doesn't it? When you see like all the fixtures piled up like that.
Nick, just quickly, people lot of people in the chat saying there's a lot ringing on. But I believe that YouTube have just run an update, so they might have to update your YouTube. I think. I don't know.
What's the matter? Well, what have I?
People are saying in the chat there's a lot of buffering. I think
buffering.
No, I think YouTube have just run an update, so people watching on YouTube might have to do something. Might have to run an update. I don't know. But anyway,
really? Let me have a look. Let me just log on. 1 second.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on, John. Talk us through the talk us through the second goal.
Second goal. Who was it? Paqueta, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, look, talking about the two men we've just spoken about before we got onto it, really. A fantastic cross, a fantastic deep cross from Soufal on the right. And to be honest with you, as I said, Dan, I think Soufal's been, he's back to his best. There's a lot of echoing, Nick, as well, mate. I don't know what is that.
I'm not sure. Is it?
Soufal's.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's some echoing.
Yeah, what is that? It's not. Is that Danny? Is one of your dogs chewing on your microphone?
Oh yeah, I think Gino's gotten hold of a ball. Come here.
Oh, I knew it was a bulldog noise. I knew that was a bulldog noise. Yeah.
Sorry. Here, I'll put him up till after the show.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, Gino.
All kicking off.
Right, it's really weird. People are saying refresh your stream, but I've got it playing on YouTube here, and it's fine. It's crystal clear. I don't.
Yeah, I don't. A lot of people saying it's fine now.
Right. Okay. Sorry, everyone. Anyway, there's not much we can do about it.
It was Nick's fault.
Yeah, it's all my fault. It's all my fault.
Yeah. So the second goal, I thought it was a fantastic deep cross from Soufal, right? But I've got to say, when I saw that it was Paqueta rising to head it, I wasn't confident that he'd even try and header it. But my God, he rose like a salmon and absolutely threw himself. I just didn't expect it of him. And this is the thing about Paqueta. He's surprising me more and more with these non-Brazilian things that he's got to his game. You know, like he's got a bullish you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The things that he's doing really well for me are the things that I didn't expect him to be.
No,
you know, he's in the tackle, hard working. You know, I thought he would be.
We thought we was getting a fancy Dan, didn't we? But we thought we was getting
underneath
a fancy
all
Dan
that flair, you've got a player that can be industrious.
Yeah. Well, that's. I think that's what his game's all about. To be honest, I think he's almost the. Everyone's saying they're buffering big time. Totally lost connection. I don't know why. Like I say, I've literally got this. What's this? Unless your fifth guest is spinning white circle. Hang on 1 minute. 1 second.
Yes.
1 minute.
I've already put my dog up. I can't do anything else on my end.
Nick, I've got it on my phone, Nick, and it's just buffering.
Is it really?
Yeah, I've just put it on my phone and it's just buffering. We are in serious trouble here. I blame Spurs. It's Spurs fans.
There isn't anything that we can do though. I mean, it's really weird because we can see each other.
Yeah, but we're not on YouTube though, are we? We're watching it via what we logged in via.
No. It must be the StreamYard service. Should we go back in on the other one? Shall I start that one up?
What, the other non-StreamYard thing?
Yeah, I've just logged on my phone and it's the same. It's buffering.
Going to cancel this stream.
No one knows what to do.
This show's getting more and more intimate.
Keep calm and turn it off and on again. That's what I'll do at work.
Here we go. That's what these people get paid for, saying turn it off and turn it fucking on again.
Well, John, have you done it? I'm not helping you unless you've done it.
I'm not turning it off and turning it on again. You want to get one double for telling me that.
Well, I just said, hi everyone. Going to cancel this stream and go live again in 5 minutes with different software.
Okay.
So what I'll do is, I mean, I can set it up while we're talking. So I'll tell you what. I'll leave it. You can watch us talk bollocks if you want while I'm trying to sort this out on the.
Look at Garino. Look, Garino's turned up half hour late. He turned up half hour late and he's stating the obvious. He's not working very well. We know. Bring back the dog.
I mean, might as well at this point.
Yeah, it's gone to the fucking dogs, isn't it, Nick?
Yeah, it's not me. It's the software. StreamYard's normally all right, isn't it?
No, I blame that alert. What we got at 3 o'clock. It's all gone tits up since then, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be that. It could be that. What the Spurs one that we all got.
Hi.
Yeah.
I never got an alert. I never got an alert.
Everyone started. It was a selected like 20 or 4 or 5 million or whatever it was. It wasn't everyone.
Basically, what that means is you are not one of the lucky. No, he's not one of the lucky ones. So if they're ever going to basically try and save elements of the population, you're not on the list. I got the text.
You are.
I'm on the list. Yeah.
I got a message.
What are you going to do for the world?
What are you going to do?
I fucking drive people.
What use is a fucking taxi in the apocalypse?
Mate, listen, I'm the 5th emergency service. I'll get people from where they need to go, right? YouTube is buffering. Sit tight, fuck me. We got a chat for the Sherlock Holmes tonight, haven't we?
Right,
we have the IT guys in the chat. Can anyone troubleshoot this issue for us in the comments?
No, I'm IT. Yeah, you're IT, ain't you? Come on, Andy.
Yeah, look, he's googling it. This is what IT people do. Look, he's googling the answer. Look.
Turn it on again. That's what it says. I've just googled it.
Turn it off and turn it on again. Right, hang on 1 minute. So
I'm gonna go grab a beer while you're sorting this out.
Go on, mate. No worries.
Useless bastards. It's going to be a long fucking show if we sit here doing this all night, isn't it?
What's that?
It's going to be a long ass show if we sit doing this all night.
I don't know what we're supposed to do if people can't see us, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I've just watched like 2 other streams, like not West, like just normal, and they're fine. So it must be StreamYard.
It is StreamYard. They're saying okay now. We're back now. Are you sure, everyone?
Yeah. Do a vote, Nick.
Yeah, do a poll. Good idea, Andy. It's the best idea you've ever had, Nick. He's right. Do a poll.
Can you hear us?
No, because you'll have people winding us up. Right, it's okay at the minute. Apparently, it's fine again. Okay.
All right. So, we probably sound quite normal to Black Country Hammer with our broken fucking speech.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We'll leave it as it is for now. Then, if it does go again, what I'll do is I'll start up. I'll use different software. It's StreamYard fucking around. It must be.
I've just got a text as well to say it's fine now as well. So all good.
Oh, thank me. I thought you was on Love Island for a second. I've got a text.
I suppose if it gets much worse, we could handle the rest of the show via email.
We could, yeah, or carry a pigeon. Carry a pigeon. We could do that. Right. So goal number 3. John, what did you think of Declan Rice's?
It was
belter.
All our goals today came from crosses, which we've been bemoaning that we don't score enough from lately. Who was it? It was down the right again, wasn't it? Bowen. Yeah, Bowen. No, corner. I'm glad someone else
noticed.
What?
John's still talking bollocks, so it's fine.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm trying to think. I can't think of the goal. Oh, yeah. That's right. Another corner. Got cleared out. Declan was hanging on the edge of the box, and he just did what all good players should do in that situation, keep it hard and low. And that's what he did. And he just took it well. Fantastic goal. You know, it was classic goal from the edge of the box, hard and low for me.
He fucking buried it, didn't he?
He buried it.
Did he also finish that with his left?
That's his right foot.
No, it's his right.
It was his right foot. Okay.
Okay.
I know he finished that beauty earlier in the week with his off foot, which made it all the more impressive.
Yeah.
No, this one was definitely with his right.
It was definitely very, very, very good. But I mean, the first half we completely dominated, I thought, didn't we?
Mate, honest to God, right? Andy, you was there, right? And we was all watching it in different ways or whatever. But you weren't there. Oh, sorry, mate.
No, that's all right. I wish I was. I was not.
Well, you usually go, didn't you? So I just assumed you was.
Yeah.
I didn't think we would make Bournemouth. I didn't think we'd make it look so easy. I really thought we'd struggle today, and I was hoping for a 1-1 draw rather than thinking we could actually, because they've had a great upturn in form, you know. We made them look ordinary. I know there was a couple of moments where I felt Aguerd lost Solanke a couple of times. It looked like he was struggling with Solanke a little bit, I thought, at times.
Yeah.
And Fab's made a couple of good saves, but in the main, we made them look poor, you know.
Yeah.
Despite them having dominated possession for the majority of that game.
Yeah, but they didn't look. They didn't
look like threatening, though. Yeah,
not really. Not really.
No.
I think Nick made a good point earlier when he said we was literally letting them have the ball in their own half. As soon as they crossed that line, we was pressing the fuck out of them. And I think that's the way we've got to play to the end of the season, no matter who we play now, because we've got that. Do you
guys feel like Leicester winning may have changed our approach to this game a little bit?
No, I think it's just a continuation. I personally think that we're gonna be going out to attack every game. Look, I'm not being funny. I did do a show a couple of weeks ago saying that was what had been agreed with David Moyes was that he was going to come out and he was going to go for every game and try and look. Let's not forget as well. The football's been awful. Season ticket time's coming up as well. So season ticket renewal time's coming up as well. So I reckon there's going to have been all sorts of pressure from the ball. There would have been panicking.
The players are playing as if they smell blood.
What?
The players don't care how many fucking season ticket holders we have.
No.
They're playing as if they smell blood right now.
Yes.
They seem to have come alive a little bit. I'm loving the football we're playing right now.
Absolutely. But look, the fact is something has changed, and whatever it is, it's fucking worked. So let's just go with it. Let's just go with it.
I think there's been a little bit of kidology going on for quite a while. The manager and the players have been adamant, and all the press and all the media people, they've all been going, West Ham will be fine, West Ham will be fine. And I think the fact that we went 2-0 down to Arsenal so quickly, I think that made the players look at each other and think, actually, I think we're in a bit of fucking trouble here. Now, I know we wasn't expecting much from the Arsenal game, but it was the manner of those first 15 minutes, the performance the players were putting in. It was like Keystone Cops at times in that first 15 minutes. And I truly believe that was the turning point. You're right. It might be the Saka penalty miss. It might have been the fact Paqueta got that.
It was that Arsenal game. I think it was a comeback. It was the Arsenal game.
Yes.
That was a catalyst.
Because that almost felt like a victory.
It was a performance. It was, like I said, we've had wins. We beat Fulham, we beat Southampton, but we were desperate for a performance, and and the players look like they're enjoying themselves now. And the fans are certainly fucking enjoying it, aren't they?
Of course.
Yeah. But the atmosphere there was brilliant. It was good. We won in style. Yes, we didn't have possession again, but look, we knew that David Moyes was going to go back to basics. We knew that we was going to go back to being a counter-attacking team again. That's fine, providing when we're in possession and when we are attacking, we do something with it. And we're with that 30 or whatever it was percent that we had, 35% that we had, we made fucking good use of it, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
I think it may have been the Arsenal performance. Like we've been saying, that Moyes sets them up and sort of says, look, guys, you're not good enough to take the games to these teams.
Wait till the last 10 minutes before you have a go at them. Yeah.
But the players might have gone into Moyes after the Arsenal game and gone, hey, Dave, I thought you said we weren't good enough to go up against these teams.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit of that. It might have been a little bit of like, I don't know. Listen, you'll never know. But It just seems fucking odd to me that a manager who I respected, and I still respect, whether you like it or not, has taken all season to suddenly take the shackles off him. I can't get my head around it.
Even out of possession, because the difference is that press. I mean, we're not pressing all over the pitch.
No.
But like I said, the midfielders are pressing. So once they get into our danger area, you can see straight away Souček, Rice, and Paqueta. They're not just fucking standing there. They're attacking them. And the minute they come into the danger area, that's it. They're being snuffed out. We're nicking the ball off of them.
Yeah. I mean, that's how the fourth goal was created. It's just
Yeah.
pressing after a heavy touch in midfield, and Rice delivers a nice, lofted pass to Bowen, who gets it in space. And again, I think he crossed that a bit late to Fornals, but
yeah, I was going to say that. I was going to say that now, Andy. Do you want to take us on to what I think was a moment of the match? Not just the fucking amazing goal, but the celebration afterwards. You saw You saw what that meant to Pablo as well. You know, he got really emotional, didn't he? What go on, talk us through that goal, mate.
I couldn't believe it, to be honest. I couldn't believe how he managed to get his legs even that high. But that's what I've been saying it for a few weeks. I was like, we're missing Pablo because of the press, but everyone else is starting to do it now. And like you said, what it means to Pablo, I'm a huge fan of his. We bought him as like Paqueta, a flair number 10, and he turned into a Yorkshire Terrier, and Paqueta's exactly that. And that's going to do him the world of good because we're going to need him on Wednesday. The players, I know we're saying running on adrenaline, they won't be able to go.
No, not
on Wednesday.
Not every 2-3 days. Not every 2-3 days. They're not going to be able to.
But with regards to the finish, yeah, that's probably one of the best goals we've scored in a long time.
It was, like I said, it weren't like it was off his heel and it went in like a rocket, but there was nothing else that he could have done to have scored that goal.
Yeah,
there was nothing else he could have done. I think it was absolute genius. I don't know, it was instinct, but it was a fucking genius goal, John, wasn't it? Oh, John's on mute. You're on mute.
Sorry. I think also what you got to remember with Fornals is, listen, he hasn't had a great season, right? Whether that's Moyes or not,
he's not been featuring, mate.
No, I know, but he hasn't had a great season because I'm not saying because of his performances, but he hasn't had a lot of minutes, right?
Yeah.
He absolutely loves this club, right? And we love him. And this is the thing that you can see by his reaction that although he's been through, in his eyes and in our eyes, a terrible season for the lack of opportunities he's had, how much it still means to him to be in the claret and blue.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, when he was celebrating like that and he was just overcome with emotion, it made me well up a little bit.
It did for me. I got a lump.
Absolutely.
Because that's all you want to. That's all you want to see from your players. That it means so much to them, and he knows how important that goal. To him, scoring that goal is almost like saying to the fans, "I still love you. I'm still here."
And the fans immediately responded with his song as well. And you know what, that done him as well because his head dropped down and his head was down for about a minute. You know, he was literally.
Did you see his? Did you see his video on the West Ham Twitter?
No, I've not seen that yet. No,
but it makes me laugh because he's so uncockney, but he wants to be cockney. Like
I know. Yeah.
Another great win for the Cockney boys. You know, he doesn't say anything like a cockney, but
you appreciate every effort he's made to endear himself, not just to the club, but to the fan base specifically, culturally.
I think
that
Pablo,
goes a long fucking way, I think.
I think Pablo Fornals gets West Ham. He gets the fan base. He does. And you're a Fornals fanboy, aren't you, Danny?
Oh fuck yeah, absolutely. I love the effort that guy gives every time. That, like John said, that's what you want in your players. That's what he was born and bred to be a West Ham player. Somebody that fights and dies for that badge out on that pitch. And, you know, even if you don't get, you know, the most glamorous performance out of him, you're going to get every bit of effort, and he empties the tank every time he gets out there. I love his playing style.
He does. And if you speak to anyone that kind of that goes to the games as well, because sometimes it doesn't always translate onto telly, you know, because you don't appreciate the off the ball work and everything else. But when you watch him in the flesh, he works harder than anyone else, doesn't he, John? Fornals is fucking everywhere. He don't stop running.
The thing is, I've said it so many times in the past, right? Especially in our fours' lifetimes, right? We can talk about the old boys like Nigel Kahn and Gary Killerton. You know, they've been watching football since the 60s. But in our lifetimes, right, most of the players, we haven't seen many world-class players at West Ham, right? Let's be honest about it. So most of the players that we love or treat almost like heroes, they are just workmanlike. They try hard. They got endeavour.
Yeah.
You know, we've had the Payets and the Canyos, of course we had. But we still love players like Harewood, like Fornals, the hard-working, dogged type of player. That's all you want from your players.
He's played left wing back as well. I remember Leeds away when he Southampton. Like he don't care where he plays. And like you said, I think he'll be key on Wednesday night, especially with the way we're going to need to press against Liverpool.
And I'm surprised, Andy, that Fornals hasn't been used more by Moyes, because he is a very Moyes type player in the sense that I think that he would do whatever Moyes asked him to do. I think he'd play in goal if he asked him to, and he would give his all, you know. And I'm surprised that he hasn't featured as much this year. Obviously, look, we know Paqueta came in, and there's been a lot of pressure on him to play Benrahma as well. Benrahma is a better attacking option out wide, but I would just like to see him back. I'd like to see him.
I would love him
again.
Yeah, like you said, central, because I'm not saying our players are not. Well, you can call Deck and Paqueta and Benny, but but Pablo's got the Spanish brain. He knows the way to play the next pass before he plays it. Some of our players don't. So I think if he played in the centre, even for the last half an hour trying to see out a game, I think he'll be perfect in there.
Behind. When you go back to when we was really effective, do you know when we was very effective initially under David Moyes with the counter attack? That was very much Fornals, Antonio, and Bowen, and it was all geared behind Fornals' quick thinking because he gets the ball forward. Fornals one touch passing, he sees a pass, bang, like you said, he's like a snooker player. He can see 2 shots ahead. You know, he knows what he's going to do before he's received the ball. Yeah. I'd love to see him back in the middle again. I don't think we will. While Souček is still walking this earth, while David Moyes is still there. But look, you know, Moyes is not going to not pick Souček. Souček will play every minute of every game, I think now. So it's just the way it is, and we're winning, so you can't knock it at the moment.
Do you know what was interesting about that Fornals moment?
Yeah.
In the minutes that followed, I was talking to my son, talking to a friend who I was around his house and that, and you know this whole debate about the next captain when Rice goes, right?
Yeah.
Somebody said Fornals a couple of weeks ago, and whilst I sort of thought, I still wasn't sold on it, right? But if you think about it, he will be the next best thing we've got to someone trying to describe and portray the DNA of what it is to be West Ham to new players coming in.
Yeah.
Because he, as you said,
even with English as his second language, I think that he would still be a good fit for that.
Yeah. No, exactly. But what I'm saying, Dan, is, you know, Noble's last couple of years, a big part of what he did in the playing field was to make people feel part of something, make them realise what it is to be West Ham. Fornals gets that. He may be foreign born and he's obviously Spanish or whatever, but he gets it. And he'd be a great captain because he has the passion, the heart and the love for the club, you know? So.
Yeah, he does. He's a great player. So look, moving on to the next big moment in the match, and that was probably would have been the best goal of the lot in terms of a team goal, and that was Cornet. Cornet's finished. He was offside again, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But
again, has one disallowed in the 90th minute.
God. But the build up to that goal, that was something else, wasn't it?
That was spectacular.
It was slick, wasn't it? That was fucking it. That was so slick. And like I say, you can and the encouraging thing about that was minus Bowen, Paqueta, you know, and the new players that came on, it didn't really affect the way that we played. I think we've got a very, very, very good group of players, and that's. Yeah, you can, and rightly so. You can get frustrated when you look back at the 30 games it took us to sort of to get to grips with this, but because it is frustrating. You know, we could have had some season this year in the Premier League.
Well, and to add to that, Nick, that specifically that last goal that was disallowed. Obviously, it doesn't go in the books or anything, but I think it's worth noting that Fornals delivered what would have been a brilliant cross.
Yes,
had Cornet not been offside. So I mean, just in a few minutes' time of being subbed on, he almost delivered a goal and an assist in very short time. So
he did.
The explosiveness on
just quickly going back to Fornals, because obviously, Nick, we've been a big champion of Benrahma this season, as most of the fan base have been, because he has been very good until recently. Yeah. But if you look here from Cameron Avon, Fornals is far better than Benrahma. All this talk about Benny being the better attacker, yet there is no end product. Willing to bet we also concede less with Fornals.
Probably, yeah. Oh no, look,
that's not a bad point.
It'll definitely cover back, and I like Benrahma, and I think Benrahma was our most productive forward in the early part of the season. He was
up to a point. Yeah.
Up to a point, he was, but he is remarkably frustrating. I mean, there was a couple of moments against Ghent earlier on when we was looking for that goal back, and he's out on the right hand side and he put in 2 consecutive really shit crosses where he weren't under pressure. You know, he's chopped inside. There was one of them onto his right foot, and he's tried to put a diagonal ball in. There's loads of West Ham players in the box, and he ain't even. He's got no heart on it. He's hit the first defender. You know, he had no pressure on him. And the next one, he done the opposite. He's clipped it, floated it over everyone. These weren't pressured. You know, I actually think that first one, I think I could have put a better cross in. And the thing is that does frustrate you with Benny. Because he's got the trickery and he's got the ability to get into these dangerous areas, but if there isn't any end product, then what's the point?
Benny's always split the fan base, isn't he? Look, I mean, you've got people in the chat saying he's hot and cold, people saying Benny's much better. Amanda's got a great point here. Benny seemed better when Moyes was being arsey with him.
That's a good point.
That's really that makes sense.
I mean, Andy, what do you think, Andy, on that whole debate about the two of them?
See, like we just said, you can play both of them, but it includes Souček going out. And then with that understanding, both of them can sit. They can swap and sit in behind Antonio because Paqueta don't mind getting stuck in. So you've got another player who Paqueta can pass to or swap round. We can see it, but Moyes can't. But yeah, I agree. Fornals does get back and make it a lot better. But what kind of football do you want? Benny has set up a few goals. His end product on Thursday frustrated me. Yeah, but like today he had a good shot. It's a tough one, but it's a good point to have. Like having two different players.
He has put some good crosses in. I mean, I think you made the point, Andy, in the Arsenal game. You know that cross to Antonio with his weak foot. You know where Mickey almost scored. You know, so he has got the ability to do it. But like I say, he does. People are right. He does blow hot and cold. Going back to what Jay Baz says here, any news on the update that I mentioned earlier, Nick? Right, that's the chat about the board. I'm going to give you that story once we've done the player ratings before we open the phone lines. All right. So we
see what you did there. I saw
what
you've created a cliffhanger so people stay tuned, didn't you?
Yeah, well,
are you Jamie O'Hara in disguise? What he does on the sports bar?
Is that what he does? Is that what he does? Did you just liken me to fucking Jamie O'Hara? I hate him.
Well, did you see him though? He went, "I'm turning my phone off," and they said he didn't turn up to the sports bar tonight either.
I would have loved. Is he not gone to? Is he not gone on with Candy tonight?
No, probably won't be. He'll love it. He'll love it.
He will.
He'll be with Woods tomorrow, won't he? Though.
Yeah.
I'd be on with Woods any day.
On with Wood. Yeah.
She's a lovely lady.
She is. But anyway, look, fantastic performance today. It was. We seem to be in an ever increasing. We're on the up. You know, form's getting better. The results are there. The good thing about that is that game that has relieved the pressure with Leicester winning yesterday. It's relieved the pressure from us. I think when it comes to the Europa League games now, if we can get another point or two out of the next few games, that'd be good because I would like us to be able to be in a position whereby we can rest players if we need to for the semi-final. Now, look, the league's dead. You know, we just want to survive now. But it would be good to not have to worry about being sucked back in again. So
I fancy us at Palace now after how shit they were against Everton. I thought they were on the up, so we've got Palace on Saturday as well.
I'm going to Palace.
Palace. What just for the atmosphere? How much you love it?
Just for the atmosphere. I love it.
Hang on a minute. Whoa. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
Palace.
Hang on, Andy. Let me just interject. Nick only goes Palace because he gets in a box every fucking time. Probably.
No. I'm going kettle class this time, John.
Oh, you snob!
The last time I went, well, not last time. The time before, I was in front of a pillar, so I couldn't see fuck all.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah,
depending on which game that was, that might have been better to just look at the fucking pillar.
Yeah,
I was there after New Year's Day as well.
The New Year's Day one was brilliant. I think that was brilliant. That was that one. What was the score? What was the score at half time? Was it 2-0 to us?
3-0.
3-0. Weren't that the game where we all walked in at half time and went, "How the fuck are we 3-0 up?" It was bizarre, wasn't it? It was like Lanzini's goal in that. Oh my!
Oh, the one where he sort of volleyed it back and forth to himself and just ripped one into the.
Has he ever? Has he ever scored? Has Lanzini ever scored a shit goal?
No.
Has he ever scored a shit goal? 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 Has he ever scored a
He only scores worldies. That's all he does, dude.
He loves a goal against Palace as well, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you? Chris Shepherd says, would you do squad rotation for Wednesday as Liverpool is a free hit? I would, but at the same time, I would do squad rotation, but at the same time, momentum's important. So what we don't want to do is get battered because that could damage confidence again. So I don't know. I think
just ask fucking Tottenham.
Exactly. That's you could do without getting hurt. And Liverpool are capable of doing you damage, aren't they?
Yeah.
They were shit on Saturday though. They were lucky against Forest.
Yeah. Apparently AZ won 3-0 tonight. I didn't watch that game. I meant to. Fuck's sake. Right, let's do the player ratings anyway. Let's jump onto that. Zip through them.
Yeah.
Palace. It's all about the Palace.
Is that the words? Whoa.
Whoa. Palace. We're Palace. It's all about the Palace.
Mate, the best thing, because like I say, that New Year's Day one, John was I was waving at John from the executive box. He was down in the cattle class with his son.
I was waving back.
Yeah.
I was waving back.
But I must admit, the performance from the away fans was brilliant in that one. We was singing their songs in the end, weren't we? It was so funny.
Yeah.
Did I hear
winding them
West
up.
Ham fans singing Tottenham get battered during that game?
Are you Tottenham in disguise? I saw Tottenham in disguise. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It's brilliant. Isn't it?
Who said that?
West Ham fans were singing "Are you Tottenham in disguise" to Bournemouth.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's so good.
Oh, fuck.
Right. Okay. So we'll go.
Is a donkey-free zone tonight, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll take it off him. I did say I was going to for now.
Get rid of the donkey, mate. No donkeys in the paddock.
I'll bench him. I'll bench a donkey.
Why do we have Vlasic over there?
Vlasic is Danny Ings.
Don't start, Danny. Danny, don't start. Danny, leave it.
Vlasic is Danny Ings.
He's only had all season, Danny. Walk away, Danny.
I know.
Walk away.
I've only just done Paqueta. Right, so
all season.
Right, so John Fabianski.
Fabianski today was
a couple of really good saves.
Fabianski today was it's my rating, yeah? You're still talking. All right.
I'm just trying to influence you like I always do. Go on.
Just shut up. Just shut up for a minute. Stop talking.
Sorry, mate.
Considering the scoreline, he was busy, relatively speaking. And I thought he made a couple of fantastic saves. I'm going to leave him a minute. I'm going to walk away. I'll give him an 8. I'll give him an 8.
Give him an 8.
That's fair.
I thought he was good to be. He was busy. If you look at that scoreline, you thought he had nothing to do, but he made some fantastic saves.
Oh no,
I thought he was very good.
He kept the score at 2-0 more times than plenty of times in that first half. He was tested early.
Very true.
And
very true, Daniel.
And he released the ball very quickly a couple of times today. I
noticed that. His distribution was very good. I'll tell you what.
You know why that is, Andy? You know why that is, Andy? Didn't you? Because Nick did a video 4 months ago. And Fabs watched it and listened to him. That's what happened.
I reckon so. It was my pep talk. Do you remember the team talk that I did?
My God.
I'll put you up the top. I'll stick myself behind the comments. Right. So what? Andy Miles Cresswell because Andy was being blocked. Right. Go on. Andy Miles Cresswell.
I'll give him a 7, mate. He got obviously a delivery for the first goal. Yeah, I think he worked hard getting back. He didn't really you can't really fault anyone today, but yeah, I was just impressed. He's a bit more composed compared to Emerson. Emerson's got a bit more like pressing, but he defended well at the back. So yeah,
I think he did. There's a lot of people that are terrified whenever he's in the team. And I get it, I suppose, but he's still a good player. Look, he put in a good delivery from the corner, didn't he, for the first goal?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I think the thing is with Cresswell now. A lot of West Ham fans have written him off totally. And I think, look, at the end of the day, if he stays, he's only ever going to be a squad player. And I think he would probably be happy with that, being used as and when needed, rather than being a starter. But it's, it's one of them things. I mean, a lot of people also give him credit or discredit him. When Ben Rama has a bad game and Cresswell's behind him, people blame Cresswell for Ben Rama's bad performances, which is another thing. I sort of get that as well, but credit where credit's due. You know, he's playing well in a minute. I think. Relatively.
I think so. Right,
Razor,
Danny.
Razor don't think so. Razor's given him a 5.
Razor hates Cresswell. He don't
Razor
like him.
hates him, doesn't he?
He hates him.
Right. Razor hated me at some point. Now he loves me.
Yeah, but that's understandable. I don't understand hating Cresswell. Right, Danny Martinez onto Vlad the Impaler. Soufal.
Oh, what a guy.
I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah, agree with that.
Provided a beautiful assist on that second goal. Made a couple of really important blocks throughout that game. Took care of his defensive duties. As we've said at the top of the show, he does seem to be back at his best, or at the very least what Souček promised us we were getting when he scouted him for us.
Yeah, that's right.
So he does look to be back at his best, and I imagine this whole back line is going to get 7s and 8s all across the board. Really, it's hard.
I'm not saying, I don't think all of them.
It's hard to fault them with a fucking clean sheet today. I understand, that it was Bournemouth, but they. Thomas
McAveer, sorry, no decimals, Thomas. We don't do decimals.
I was just going to say that. There's some absolute knobheads in the chat putting
no decimals.
What are these people doing?
No fencing.
Yeah, we've been over this.
Sit on the fence. We don't sit on the fence.
We've been over this.
Well, go on, Danny. Sorry, mate. We interrupted.
But to Soufal's rating, it is a very fair and hard 8. Long may that continue. I want us so badly, obviously, because I love West Ham too, make it to the final in Prague, but it would just be a huge moment for Soufal to help lead that back line in a European final in his backyard.
Well, he's a lot happier as well. I mean, Soufal himself has come out.
You can see
press.
Yes,
he's a defender, but he said I'm a defender that likes to attack. So even he has been he's probably been buoyed by the new tactics, and he has been getting forward. And I don't know what it is, right? I don't know what it is. Soufal seems to have got some pace back now. He seems a lot quicker.
Yeah,
than he was. Have you noticed?
I agree.
Yeah. I agree with you. Maybe he took a bit longer to get over that injury than we thought. But
well, I think Andy's one. I think the Matic one. I think that's what Andy said in the last show. I think that's the one that done him. You know where Matic has come into him and
the tackle by Matic, yes.
The tackle, yeah. I think that's the one.
Yeah.
And he's obviously had the heel injury as well, hasn't he? So
yes,
he's had a few little niggles. You're right. He has had a few little niggles, and maybe we've been harsher on him with the reality of not actually knowing that he's carrying them a bit longer than we thought. But at the end of the day, what Soufal has done is, if we go by the reports, Nick, he was on the verge of leaving in January. Off to Germany.
Yeah.
And he has not let any of that bother him because he's so professional. And that's the thing you've got to admire about the man. He's so professional that he's now become, we've said it on one of the other shows the other day, in recent weeks, he's become one of our most consistent performers.
He would die for the cause, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He would.
We've got the weapon of the long throw as well when we need it.
We have got the weapon. Yeah, he's a new Rory Daylap. Thank you very much, John.
No. He's put a decimal point in there. Fucking round up to 5.
Get off the fence, John.
What's wrong with these people?
And
I'll just being petty as fuck about it.
I will say, because I was probably the one that very uncharacteristically, I was the one that went in hardest on Soufal. I was very wrong. On that. So I do apologise. No, listen, I'll always admit it, but I was very wrong with that one. I did him a massive discredit. Thinking back to some of the things that I said as well. I criticised his ability in that, and he's got way more ability than what I didn't give him enough credit.
That's a great shout from Kirby,
yeah.
But also Jay Baz, Soufal's like Repka, and I agree. I think
not as hot-headed, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
not
the good
much,
Repka, the Repka that we ended up loving. Yeah.
Imagine both of them in the same team, Repka and Soufal.
Yeah. Right. Kurt Zuma. Do you know what? I'm going to leave the 8 there on Kurt Zuma. I think he was tremendous.
Very well done, Nick.
I think he was tremendous. The only thing that makes me nervous with him is because the guy, he opened up into a sprint in the first half.
Oh, and I know what you're going to say.
He looked like he was limping again. He was wincing. You're like, fuck it. He looks like he is playing with an injury. You know,
all the time though. He always makes me nervous.
I know, but his performances, his tackles, he is so fucking dominant in the air. He's so dominant in the air.
He is fantastic in the air.
I think he's brilliant. And you can see why we paid so much money for him, even with the injuries.
He's only 27 as well. He's still only 27. He's mad.
He's a good player, mate. He's a really, really.
What did you call him, Nick? You know when he kept getting injured, Nick? What was the phrase you used for him again?
Sniper's nightmare.
Yeah. You've changed the tune again. Okay.
Yeah. No. Zuma is Sniper's nightmare.
That's a fuck of an expression.
Because he walks like that, doesn't he? He's always got a limp.
I think he's like the old Mickey Flanagan thing, isn't it? The old limp drag, you know?
Yeah. Right. We're going to go on to Naif Aguirre with John.
Look, people are telling me that he might still be carrying a bit of an injury and all that, but I don't think he was great today. I think he looked a little bit ropey against Solanke. He could have given a penalty away against someone. I noticed as well one point of the game. Was it? I can't remember the guy's name. I think he might be not 100%, and I think I'm going to give him a 6. It was an average game for him.
He weren't great.
He weren't the best of our back four. I'm not slagging him off because I like Aguirre. Of course I am. But
he did have a couple of big clearances as well.
He did, but the sort of clearances that you'd expect from an international defender, nothing great. Sure. I think personally, I think he looked a bit ropey with Solanke, and Solanke's not the best striker in the world. Interesting point here. Mandy said he looks a bit nervous. Good point, but I'll give him a 6 if I'm honest with you.
No, that's fine.
Just Garino says Harry Maguire must be a sniper's dream.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, John, when he was on the pitch, fucking hell. John's like one of them, in real life, John's like one of them caricature bobblehead figures. His head's fucking massive on his little body. His legs are that long.
Fuck off. Hot kettle black or what?
Right. Souček, I'm going to give this one to Andy, but I'm going to mention one thing about Souček that made me laugh today. He didn't have a bad game at all. But you know, in the second half, when we were olaying and we were doing that sort of tippy-tappy passing between us, Souček came forward and decided to get involved, didn't he? Do you remember? And he tried a quick one. He got his touch was shit, and then he passed it 6 yards to the wrong player.
Bless his heart.
And then he fucked off back in central defensive midfield again. But Andy, over to you, mate, with Souček.
I think I'll give him a 6. He's getting back to his normal self. I say better than what he was against like Brighton, for example. He's like I said, he's not challenging players as much, but he's challenging around space. He helped Sufa out a couple of times as well. So I can't be too harsh on him, especially with the result. So I'm gonna give him a 6.
Oh look, he's been playing a part in these games. He's been making some really good interceptions. He's been blocking really well. He's been doing the simple he's been doing that part of his job really, really well. I do hope that he gets a goal. I think he needs one. I just think he needs one. I think he needs a goal. You know.
So Nick, given how Souček has been playing just this season in general, do you feel like he moved the ball pretty well when he was in possession? I know you just brought up that instance late in the game.
Yeah, he didn't make any mistakes and drop us in it today.
He avoided the big mistakes. I think there's a lot to be said for that, while still being largely effective on the defensive end and breaking up.
Am I being harsh then on a 6? Am I being harsh on a 6?
I don't. I mean, a 6 is fair, but a 7's also fair. I think.
I wouldn't say so. No, I would have scored him a 6, to be quite honest. I think he had an average game. He didn't do anything wrong, but he didn't do anything amazingly well either, to be honest. You know. But anyway, I'll give John Rice.
1 minute.
No.
Oh, he's on mute.
What's he doing?
I don't know. He switched his voice settings to camouflage.
Hello, John.
Oh,
what you mute to open a beer? What's wrong with you?
Does YouTube flag that kind of content?
Is that Red Stripe, John?
What?
You drinking Red Stripe?
No, some cheap Belgian beer, Andy. We don't all live. We don't all have like big bloody asses like you in the countryside or wherever you live, mate.
Around the corner from you.
Yeah, I know, but you bloody got a massive house with a massive garage. You've got a bar in your house.
Watford.
Anyway, what's going on? I don't know. I've lost all
You're
train of
doing
thought.
Rice.
All right, don't shout at me, mate.
Fucking hell. Can't get the staff.
I think he was an 8. He took his goal very well. We saw what it meant to him. The fans were singing 1 more year, 2 more year, 3 more year, Declan Rice.
Yeah, it was brilliant, wasn't it?
I've never questioned this kid's captaincy. I've never questioned his desire and love of the club, like a lot of the fan base have done. I'm not calling people out, but I'm just being honest, right? I've never questioned any of this stuff. And if anybody tells me, again, that this guy don't score and can't score goals, they're talking bullshit. The reason he don't score goals...
Like Graham Souness.
Yeah. The reason he don't score goals is because he's playing in a very defensive position for West Ham United, who this season have been struggling for goals as a team, let alone him. And now you're seeing a different... Now the leash or the shackles are off the whole team. You're going to see a different side of Rice.
And do you know what? Those 3 central midfielders, right? Because they've all got the ability to be defensive. And what they're doing between them is they're being responsible when any one of them can go, and then there's always one that will, and there's always one of them that will drop back and cover. They're really dynamic. They're actually a good 3. They're a good 3. I know Sutik's got way less ability, but they are a good 3.
Yeah, but Nick, why is it taken to now for Rice to have the confidence to go forward as much?
Because they're doing what they want, John. They've taken the ball by the horns themselves. That's what they're doing. We know that.
I'm giving him
an 8. You give him an 8.
I'm going to give him an 8. Yeah, he was close to man of the match for me, but not my man of the match.
No. On to Lucas Paqueta, who is. Do you know what? I'll give him. He's my man of the match, but Andy, go on. You can have Paqueta.
Ain't my go.
Is it? I've gone. Whose guy is it? Danny.
Danny,
go on, Danny.
I don't fucking care. I'll watch you guys pick them all. That's fine.
Come on, Dan. Come on, Dan.
You might as well leave that 8 there for Paqueta. He didn't have.
Whoa! How did you just say his name?
Paqueta. That's how his name is pronounced.
No, it's Paqueta. It's Paqueta.
Paqueta.
I've heard Paqueta, Paqueta. But
so
no,
as it pronounced again, Paqueta. Right, okay.
You're so bilingual, Danny. You're so bilingual.
I know.
Sexy.
Sorry, man. I'm not trying to sound like a snob.
No, you just. I'm glad you put us right because we can't speak English, can we? So let's be honest.
So you might as well leave that 8 there. He didn't have a very. He got a rest at the end there, so obviously he didn't play the full 90. But I think an 8 is very fair, given how well he played.
He was fantastic.
Yeah, his little 1-2s and flashy flicks that he had, created a lot of problems for Bournemouth all afternoon. He obviously took that header beautifully. Yeah. On that cross from Soufal. Couldn't be happier with his performance today. Also, want to bring up one of my favorite bits of the game that hasn't been brought up. Which had some good old-fashioned South American shithousery when the moment where he and Jefferson Lerma exchanged shoves when the ball had been popped up a couple of times.
Yeah,
and they took turns shoving each other to the ground. I love that. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but me personally, I fucking love that.
Well, look, we love. I think John's alluded to it already a few times now that he comes across as more Argentinian than Brazilian because he's got a fiery nature.
Yeah, he's chippy.
He's got a fiery nature. I like that. He's got the death stare. He's quite a scary looking guy, to be quite honest. Apart from when he's doing his silly dances.
Yeah. Yeah, the least threatening dances ever. But yeah, I know what you mean. Goatees are scary, Nick.
They are. Well, go on, Andy. You can have Benny.
No, it's not his turn. Oh, it is.
Sure.
Here we go again.
Sure, all right, I'll go if you want. I think it's yours, isn't it?
I don't know. Oh,
man,
I've lost track.
It's Nick.
Ben Rama. I think he was. I don't think he did much. He was tracking back a little bit more. I weren't surprised he got subbed. I wouldn't even say, when you consider his ability and what he's capable of, I wouldn't even say he had an average game. I think he was probably below average. I'm not donkeying him up or anything, but I'm going to give him. I'm going to give him a 5. I don't think he played.
That's harsh.
I don't think he played very well. I don't think Ben Rama did very well. I mean,
he didn't play well. No.
You know, so I don't know. There was no real great. Did I miss something? Was there any sort of key passes?
He had a shot on the edge of the box when we had good build up, but that's all I can really remember.
He had a few shots. He had a few good chances that he just didn't slot away because he ended up kicking them directly at the keeper, and it happened a few times this afternoon. I will say that's an improvement from when he's, in my opinion, at his most reckless and just blasts the ball over the top of the crossbar and out of fucking space. At least he was keeping him on goal.
Yeah. I think, look, these are great points. Mr. Man plays him when he shouldn't and doesn't play him when he should.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, but Mishley, you're saying behave, Nick. Tell me what he did. If you're scoring him, he's an attacking player. He's either got to score or create or go on dribbles and get us off of our seat. What did he do today? Really, he had a few tame shots at goal, which were good. There were good opportunities. Really, he weren't rushed, and every time they was down the keeper's throat, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
You know,
but I mean, look, in the chat, mostly 6s. So I mean, you know, I think you're right. What you're saying, 5 and 6 is fair. 5 or 6, really.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 5. I won't bash him too much. I just don't think he played very well. I think he's listen. I think he's capable of more. Okay, that's what I would say. Bowen, Andy.
Might surprise a few people. I'm going to give him a 6. He done obviously the good. Yeah, I don't think he was. Like he was the last 2 games.
In the chat, there's going to be outrage.
But I don't think he was as effective like he was. If you compare on the previous 2 games,
it was below his normal standards.
All right, I'll give him a 7.
Oh no! Don't flip flop.
No! Don't be affected. Don't be affected.
Seven's fair.
Nah. All right, I'll stay. Like I said, I'm comparing him from the Arsenal and the Ghent game. He wasn't.
No, true.
He weren't at that level. He weren't at that level today.
Yeah.
You know,
he has been on a pretty good run of goal involvement though, Bowen, lately.
Yes.
What's that?
Bowen's had a good run of goal involvements. Not goals, but
assists.
I think he's got 4 goals and 3 assists, or the other way around in the last 12 or something like that.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
He has been
on form lately. Fairly on form.
He's trending upward, I think.
Maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but
he did get an assist.
Your guns, Andy.
He did get an assist today for Fornals' goal. But then again, the assist, was it an assist? Because it was a bit of a shit cross that Fornals had to make.
What do you mean? Was it an assist?
No. Bowen put that right where he wanted it.
Well, right onto his heel.
Right onto his right arse cheek, and he had to do the twister game to twist his head around.
It's called fucking pageantry. You know, try to appreciate it. It was nice.
Yeah, they worked on that all week in training, didn't they, Dan?
Oh yeah, that's exactly how they drew it up.
All right.
Yeah.
Big Mickey, on to you, John.
Yeah, mate. I thought he was outstanding again. Work ethic, desire, great header for the goal. I'll never not love this man. People say he's like another man crush of mine, but again, how can you fault someone that gives that much effort time and time again? I'm going to sound like a broken record, and I'm sorry. We have abused this guy for the last 2 or 3 seasons. We've made him run through walls because we've got no one else and all that. I just love him. I thought he was fantastic. Scored a good goal. He's nowhere near man of the match. I'll go with a 7 for me.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
I can't fault him. I can't fault. He's just a beast. And lately, look, Gary J says it here. Mickey's back. Mickey the Beast. I mean, I just love the guy. I can't ever. If he has a bad game, I'll score him accordingly. Of course, I will. But mate,
when he's on form, when he's in the mood, I think he would be almost impossible to defend against.
Yeah, he is. But
do you know what I mean? Because he's such a fucking handful. He really is. And what I love about him is he never shies away. He'll always try and beat his man, won't he? Always try and beat his man. You know, he don't always succeed.
What's this geezer? Is Virgil sitting on Antonio? What? What's that mean? I'm sitting on the couch, mate.
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers to, Alf.
What is that?
But when he has time to think about it, he fucks it up. When he,
look, he's not a striker. He's not a striker.
That's what I mean.
We know that.
Like the 2 goals he scored, like the 2 headers, when he ain't got time to think about it, he's all right. But
Yeah.
This is look, Razor's hit the nail on the head, right? Antonio, no technical ability, works his socks off, always causing problems. But Razor, he's the type of player that we've had at West Ham time and time again.
I will say, in this David Moyes system, he isn't a better striker than Skamaka. He isn't a better striker than Ings, but he is twice the player of either of those in a David Moyes setup, because that player has to be Antonio. They have to run their asses off and chase lost causes and do a run, in the middle of these one bloody 45-minute rondos that he does sometimes.
He's a better version than Victor Anichebe.
Yeah, he is. He's just he's an absolute workhorse, and it's effective. He is unorthodox. It's not pretty, but it's effective. He's like, I think we've said it before. I don't think sometimes when he's on the ball, he don't know what he's going to do next. So how can the fucking defender know what he's about to do?
And the thing is, what's more exciting is when he runs with the ball. Now, I remember the first couple of years at the London Stadium, you don't think his hamstring's going to pop.
Yeah,
or either.
No, I don't know what's happened there. It was about his diet, wasn't it? Didn't he say it was his diet?
Yeah, he lost a bit of weight as well, he said, yeah.
Yeah, he don't look like he's lost weight. He's fucking massive, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right, on to...
Every time I do this.
Right, what we do, right, I'll take... So we're not spending too much time. So Vlasic, a.k.a. Danny Ings, I'm just going to give him a 6. We won't spend too much time on him. Same for
he did all right. Ings didn't get a lot of...
no, he put himself... He put himself about...
Yeah, he did all right with what he was given.
But the ones that were involved, I would say, were first of all Pablo Fornals. So Danny, I'm going to go to you on Pablo Fornals.
So it's not that he played this. He didn't necessarily play a fucking blinder, in the time that he was out there. But I'm going to give him an 8, even though a 7 probably would have made more sense. Yeah, because of that goal, because he delivered such a special moment to the fans, and especially that his reaction to it adds to that rating of 8 for me. That he delivered. We're going to be talking about that goal for years, forever, really.
He delivered a great moment, and it was all like you said, all embodied as well. The celebration, everything. It was wonderful.
It wasn't lost on him, what he just done, how the filth he put on that finish. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a rocket, but I think he deserves the 8, if at least for having delivered that moment. Other than that, he avoided the big mistakes, gave us everything. Would have delivered a nice assist, as I had mentioned earlier, to Cornet had he managed to keep himself on side again.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Well done, Pabs. It was a lovely goal. Right, Andy, you can have Flynn.
I thought he done well when he come on, mate. Put himself about. Had a shot as well. Half a yard either side. That causes more trouble for the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
he brought on energy. He didn't let anything run past him. So I'm going to give him a 7.
A 7.
Yeah,
it's good. He's a good player. He almost got on a score sheet. Good shot as well.
Yeah, very good shot.
Good shot. Right, Mr. Offside, John.
Cornet.
Maxwell House.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're not a fan, are you?
Not yet, mate. I just 6.
What body of work do we fucking have to be a fan of him so far, though?
I know.
Every goal he scores is offside. Just he'll miss the keeper. I mean,
I know. I know.
Oh, hang on.
I am cheering for him, though. I think you guys would agree. Like, we want him to do well. At least I like him, but
look. I think used in the right way. Look, but the trouble is, the type of player that he is, which is a speed demon who plays on the shoulder, it's a bit of a problem if he can't judge an offside, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
He could be 3 or 4 yards behind him and still get behind him.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Bit like Nick in his heyday on the pitches, wasn't it, Nick?
Oh, no, I was never offside. Hang on.
You were never on the pitch.
Yes, I fucking was. Right.
Substitute.
Right, where are we?
Yeah, look, Trini Hammer agrees. For someone so quick, I don't know why he's so often offside.
I know.
Yeah, he does have a quick first step. He's got that burst of quickness and speed in his back pocket, but he just doesn't fucking. I don't know.
He's got good feet as well.
Yeah,
and he can pass. I mean, there was a couple of substitute appearances. I can't remember the game, but he came on. This was when he'd just come back from his injury, and he looked really good. He played a wonderful first time pass through. He looked really.
That was Lineker away, wasn't it?
I was going to say, that was Europa or conference.
But he looked good. He looked good, but I'm sure there is a player in there somewhere. I'm sure he'll be useful.
Yeah, I think he'll come good. I really do.
I hope so. How old is he?
26, 27, maybe.
Oh, okay. So
if that, I don't know. Well, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
If only there was a device that could
exactly. Have a look, Danny. Google him up. Right. I'll go with. Go on, John. Take Moyes.
No. You have to take Moyes.
I've got to take Moyes. Why me?
Yeah, because you're his number one fan. You take Moyes. Go on.
You want me to take him? This is really awkward. Yeah, look.
It's really awkward.
It's really awkward. Look, based on the fact that we won, he set the team out right. They was motivated. They're all happy. Whether or not I believe that he's the one doing this or not, you've got to give him credit. He's a manager. He's a man. He's the man that's going to take the credit. He will. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to give him an 8, but I'm still going to say an 8 with a Moyes out. So there you go. So 8 and Moyes out still, but he did the job well today. I think he used the subs well as well. He rotated the players quite well. I think an 8's fair. Would you? I wouldn't go any more than that. I wouldn't go any higher than that on him. Right. So who am I going to put? Because we're going to have a man in a match here. I'm going to do that now.
All four of us pick a player for man of the match, and unfortunately, it has to be different.
Paqueta. I've gone first.
Why have you? I haven't finished my sentence yet.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Fornals. No, the draft started. Game's on. I picked Fornals.
Fornals, Andy.
Yeah,
Soufal.
I was going to go Soufal. You fucking.
Right, that's why I picked Fornals.
I'll have to go Rice then out of the 4 choices, I suppose.
Right. So what are the 4 choices? So I've got Paqueta, Soufal, Rice, and
Fornals.
Pablo.
Fornals.
What about Cornet?
Fucking hell.
Which by the way, he's 26.
Imagine if you gave Cornet the man of the match
prize,
he'd probably drop it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Right. But anyway, what would you? So John, go on, give your thoughts on David Moyes today. Anyway, while we're waiting for the results of the poll,
mate, I can't listen. Like you said, you're gonna have to give him the credit because we won the game comfortably and all that. But I just can't understand.
I know.
What is he thinking there, sitting there? Is he sitting like he must be sitting there thinking, "Fuck me, I've took a lot of abuse this season on social media specifically, and a little bit in the fan base over recent weeks and that some of the performances."
Yeah.
Does he not question himself at any point and go, maybe I should have changed earlier on?
I don't think.
Or is he adamant that he's done the right thing for it? He can't be adamant that he's done the right thing. I know you're saying the players have made the mutiny themselves or whatever you want to call it, but he must, whether it's them or him, he must now be looking, thinking, fucking hell, I should have done this in September.
I don't know how much self-awareness he's really got, man, when it comes to that.
I reckon he called Anna Irvine up and he told him to change it.
Probably.
Apparently, Noble was in the change room again before the game. So
yeah, well, that was Andy. Credit. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, it was again. So I think that's becoming a trend. I think Noble is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Again, Andy mentioned it the other day.
Arsenal.
What we know. Look, we know it's true now because it isn't just fucking us and other channels that have broke it. It's been on proper journos have broke it as well. Steinberg and people like that. We know there's an agreement there that he's going to go at the end of the season. So that means that they probably said you can stay in charge. But I reckon there's probably a few. I think it's probably a collective effort now. I think if Noble's getting involved, they're probably going to be keeping a close eye on things, making sure that it's going as it should. So I don't think this is all down to David Moyes now. Personally, it's not. David Moyes will ultimately select the team and stuff like that, and he'll manage it. But I think it's going to be a collective team effort now, whereas it wasn't before. David Moyes was ignoring his coaching staff. He was ignoring everyone. And you're noticing now as well, aren't you? You're noticing that he's talking to the coaches a lot more, including Warburton, including Nolan. They're actually talking now. They wasn't at all. You know, it was David Moyes struck a very isolated figure.
But the thing with that is if he would have done this sooner rather than later, where?
Paquetá won man of the match.
He absolutely pissed it. 73%. 73%.
Wow. Why can't I see the poll?
Well, I've not given you access. You're not important.
Because you don't have that much power, John.
What do I come on? What?
It's on YouTube. If you go on YouTube, the poll will be in the chat.
Well, I'm fucking talking to you on here. Why would I be on YouTube?
Oh, shut up, you muppet. Right.
I am.
Where's your lovely velour tracksuit from earlier? Where's your lovely velour tracksuit from earlier?
I'm taking it off now. I've got my juicy tracksuit bottoms on now.
Oh, that was beautiful sight, that.
Right, okay. So going back to what we were saying earlier on, before we open the phone line, so talking about new ownership. Now, before you all ask, this is not from Sean Whetstone, because Sean Whetstone, his contacts are Lady Brady and Sullivan himself.
Don't tell people who his contacts are.
Well, everyone knows that. He tells everyone.
I'm joking.
Fucking stop on the podcast, doesn't he? So his opinion is very much that they're not going to sell and they're not going to go, and I'm sure he hopes that as well, because obviously that's his key contacts, so he's going to want them to stay.
Are you suggesting he wouldn't be in ITK anymore?
Well, he would be. He'd worm his way into the next one, wouldn't he? Sneaky gitty, isn't he? So
5-course dinners somewhere.
Yes. Yeah. So from what I've been told, this is a good source. It does. I've double checked. I got given so much information, and what I did was I took down some key points of what was mentioned in terms of very fucking detailed figures and everything else, and everything checked out bang on. I was like, fucking hell, this guy knows his stuff. But ultimately, what's going to be happening is Dan Cunningham, who represents the David Gold portion of the shares, he's got no intention of selling apparently. So he's not going to be interested in selling in the summer. So I don't know what does that represent? Is that about 20%, John? I think the gold side.
I think remembering what Nigel said to us before, I think it was 20%.
I think it's about 20%. Now, whether that's because look, he is a West Ham fan. He's a diehard West Ham fan. I know that much.
So was Sullivan.
Yeah, and Gold.
Just saying, I'm hoping he's different. I'm just saying, so was Sullivan.
But whether it's because of that or whether it's because of the inheritance tax issue, which is why they're not going to sell yet, I don't know.
I've got the figures here. So
it could be that.
Sullivan's 38%.
Yeah.
Katinsky's 27%.
Yeah.
The estate of David Gold is 25.1, and
25.1.
Yeah. Trip Smith is 8, and other investors is 1.1.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, there you go. So yes. So Dan Cunningham isn't going to be interested in selling. What we are led to believe is that Sullivan does want out. He does want to sell. He's had enough. Kutinsky's only bought into this.
Oh no! Don't go.
As an investment opportunity, there are buyers lined up. There always have been. It isn't like we're going to struggle to find anyone to buy the club. I've been told that relegation wouldn't even be a deal breaker with some of these people as well, which is why they've not been as panicked as what we thought. I can't work that out personally, but
because they get it for cheaper, wouldn't they? That's probably why.
Yeah, but you wouldn't imagine that Sullivan would sell it cheaper. He would just try and get us back into the Premier League, and then he'd sell it at the high price again. So, yeah, basically there are many bidders. The names. This guy hasn't given them to me, but the names that we all know, people like Jim Ratcliffe, probably the Qatari group, who own an awful lot of property around the Stratford Park as well, who we know have been interested in the past and have maintained their interest as well. Would also be.
I still think Red Bull. I really do.
Yeah, I've not seen much on that, and Red Bull have already got multiple ownerships, haven't they? Club ownerships throughout Europe. So I don't know. I don't quite know how that works. I don't know how that works. Yeah. It would probably be quite complicated. They got RB Salzburg, RB Leipzig in Germany,
New York Red Bull. Yeah. So yeah, I
suppose it's a possibility. It'd be called the fucking Red Bull Arena, wouldn't it?
If Lewis
not as bad as the London Stadium.
Lewis reckons Jeff Bezos, Amazon.
Yeah, that's not been mentioned. That's not been mentioned at all.
Listen, if we get bought by Amazon, I will not go over that stadium. He's
a liar.
Much. End of story.
If Jeff Bezos got in the back
you'll
of
get a prime seat though.
John, if Jeff Bezos got in the back of your cab, you gave him a lift and he gave you a £500 tip, would you take it?
Yeah, I would, because he don't pay tax to fucking.
Neither do you. You're a black cab driver.
Oh my God.
Fucking.
Now look, it's all full up.
You're basically a pound shop fucking Jeff Bezos. That's what you are.
I've never been so insulted in my life, you know. Never been so insulted. Someone said Lego are going to buy it.
I know, but yes,
the Lego Arena.
So look. Basically, it is expected that David Sullivan is going to sell in the summer. Kretinsky and I'm assuming the American investors as well are all going to be in on that. So we will hopefully have new owners that will be buying the place at a pretty penny, that would be driving the club forward, which is probably why David Moyes is still here. Let's face it, because if this is the case and they are going to sell in the summer, you would imagine that they're keeping tabs and they're probably talking to the potential investors as well. The other thing that I was told as well was that Declan Rice is worth more on paper to the club than he is if we sell him effectively, which would be spread over a number of years and stuff like that. So it's unlikely that that Declan Rice will be sold by Sullivan.
Sure.
So Declan Rice will form part of the sale, part of the procurement. That is a thinking, because
that's nonsense though.
No. That's why.
Well, he's only got a year left on his contract, so he's actually devaluing the longer he's there, isn't he?
He's got an option. He's already triggered it, but it's not official yet because of the appearances and stuff. He's basically got 2 years. There was another year included in when he signed it.
Yeah, no. But what I'm saying is that's not to say that if they're not going to sell him. But what we're saying is it won't be Sullivan selling him, because they're going to be selling Declan Rice as part of the package to the new owners, who are going to be very ambitious, who are going to want to push us on. And if you look at where we are at the minute, I suppose, look, we've already done 6th, we've done 7th. What's the next step? You're not going to buy West Ham to try and pedal them backwards. You're going to buy West Ham to try and pedal them forwards. And even if you're just in it for the money, the only way you can make money on this is if you make us better. And and the next target is getting top 4. And if it's going to be top 4 you're chasing for and that you're hoping for, you need world-class players. You don't go letting people like Declan Rice go.
But you say that about a
world-class manager.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, but you say that, but because of the situation, we're quite, not owning our own ground makes us a very cheap club to buy. No.
Yeah, no, but it's
what I'm saying is you ain't really got to invest a lot in the business of football. You ain't going to have to invest a lot to get a profit back in the long run because of the way we are at the moment. No, one thing that was mentioned was that the stadium is a big selling point. I know we don't own it. But it's pretty much common knowledge that we're going to own that at some point, and we're probably almost going to get given it. We're not going to get off the taxpayers thing.
Yeah. So that is going to happen at some point. That is whoever buys us, they've all got an eye on the stadium. It is a
new training ground.
Hopefully, a new training ground. So it does look as though Sullivan has run his course. You know, the guy that I spoke to has said that this season has absolutely, this year has absolutely killed Sullivan. It has. It's broken him completely. He's put a lot of trust in David Moyes. He wasn't a fan of David Moyes. He didn't want him. Sullivan he stuck his neck out there and got Pellegrini in because he didn't want to keep him way back when, but that was against the wishes of the likes of Brady and Gold, who were big advocates of Moyes. They wanted to keep him, and when it started to fail, and Sullivan had backed Pellegrini with all that money, Moyes came in, saved their bacon, and from that point on, David Sullivan obviously started to trust him, and then Moyes had him over a barrel, and they understand now, they accept that they made a mistake in backing David Moyes with this part of the project to give him 200 million to build a progressive team in a progressive style. They kind of accept that was a wrong thing to do because he's not the right manager for that. So he knows a mistake's been made. It's a very costly mistake, and I think maybe Sullivan has realised he understands that if he's going to be in football, he's going to have to stick to the second-hand car salesman end of the pyramid, because he's not suited to this. If you make a mistake at this end, it's a big fucking expensive mistake. Haller, Anderson, they're expensive. You can't go fucking around like he has been, you know. So yeah, I think that's him done. He's going to be gone, and that is going to be a breath of fresh air for all of us, and hopefully for the fan base and for the stadium as well. None of us really like the new stadium. Not many of us anyway. And it's always going to be a stick to beat the board with, because we're always going to be resentful towards them because of that move. And maybe the only way we can truly move on and start to feel like that place is home is if they go, because we can't blame the new owners, can we? It's not their fault.
Out of sight, out of mind, sort of thing, isn't it?
Out of sight, out of mind. You know,
So
maybe they
you
do
can't
just need
choose.
to go.
As a fan, you can't choose when they do or don't go. Do you feel like as a consolation, at least to help that place feel more like home, would that be aided by just winning?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look. I think so. We saw last season. Look, it's not perfect. That stadium ain't perfect, but you're capable. It's one for the big occasion. You know, if you go back to sort of the Sevilla nights, even you know, I wasn't at the Ghent game. But even that one, you know, the atmosphere looked amazing there. I think it does go to show
There have been some special moments that happen in it. So
you can have some good nights in there.
Yeah.
So there are some tweaks that need to be made. I do think there's lots of improvements that need to be made, but I think you have to own the stadium before you can even do it. We don't own that stadium. We can't just go restructuring it all.
Better beer.
Yeah. Some of the designs, you know, the concept designs that you've seen on Twitter for the new stadium, some of them are fucking amazing. And the best one that I saw, it reduced the capacity. I think it reduced it to 58,000. But what it was almost building a stadium within the stadium. So you end up with a small, intimate, you know, steep stands close to the pitch. And then what you had around the outside, you kept the outer shell of the Olympic Stadium, but you turned it into the CGIs that I saw looked fucking amazing. Like you had like events areas and stuff like that, bands playing, and loads of and had on the images had scarf stalls and stuff like that and everything else. It just looked really good. So the actual outer concourse was massive. It almost looked like what you get. You know when you go over the O2 or something like that. Absolutely massive restaurants and things like that.
I think when you look at the London Stadium, it has the potential to literally copy what they've done at the Etihad, because obviously at the Etihad, in and around it, you've got the women's ground, you've got training grounds, you've got all the facilities there all under one roof. And I think West Ham, I mean, I've heard a rumour that, you know, West Ham have got 3 different training centres in and around the same. They've got one at Rush Green, as we know, where the first team are. Yep. They've got the academy and the ladies that train down at Chadwell Heath. And then you've got the academy pitches, which is at Little Heath, which is just off the A12, as we know. Yeah. They're looking to put all those in one centre somewhere. And for me, the obvious choice would be somewhere in and around the ground, because there's so much space around there. But I suppose that comes with buying actually owning the ground before you can develop it, obviously. But, you know, there are rumours that other teams are looking to take over some of their facilities that they already have in the near future, because they're looking to put it all under one roof. And I think that looks like the Man City sort of scenario for me, the way they've done it around their ground, you know.
Absolutely, and look, if say the Qataris buy us, okay, say they buy us, and they own an awful lot of land, you know, they'll probably almost have pretty much a clean sweep of the Stratford Park. Then there's no reason why they couldn't build a stadium somewhere else in Stratford on that development on a smaller footprint, and knock that fucking thing down, because it's on a lot of land. Would you be in favour of that, of having a purpose-built football stadium down there? Or do you think it needs to remain as it is?
That's I don't know. I can't be bothered with any more changes, to be honest with you.
No, I know. It'd be in the same area, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be a massive upheaval.
Yeah, I just think that they've got to make the best of what they've got now, you know. And I think if they change the infrastructure in and around the ground, that will make a big difference. Knocking it down and starting again, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, no, I know.
Especially if Chelsea want to share it with us for a few years.
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell. It's unlikely. I mean, they're probably going to go Twickenham, aren't they, Chelsea? They're going to go Twickenham, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's just
definitely.
More
geographically, more logistically feasible, isn't it, being over that way?
So. Yeah. Or Wembley. They'll probably end up at Wembley, if not.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe.
That's true.
Maybe.
Right, okay. West Ham looking to have a training ground. Is that what you've... John, what's that you put in the chat, mate? Apparently West Ham are looking to have... and what's that?
What chat are you looking at?
Oh, our private chat.
If you don't read...
Why's that? Why have you put it on StreamYard then?
Because it's in our private chat, you knobhead.
Oh, sorry, mate. Okay, I won't
Christ, you little shitter.
Fucking hell, sorry. I didn't realise that was sensitive information.
It says private chat, knobhead.
All right.
No, it's just that someone told me it, and I can't really, because
don't worry, everyone. I'll release that on my ramble next week. You know, I can't keep a secret.
No, you can't.
Like a bit of gossip. Right, okay. Well, we'll open the phone lines if anyone does want to phone in, and in the meantime, we'll just get John to go through some comments.
Yeah, well, most of the comments really are just attacking you, and that. So let's find some of the best ones.
That's standard.
Let's go. Hang on. Sorry. So Razor says, Nick, are we allowed to have a holiday when Moyes and Sullivan go?
A new bank holiday.
Real Simpson says Brady will be gone. Brady will be gone as soon as the new owners come in. Is that a phone call, really?
Who do you think it is?
Hang on. I'm gonna.
Hello, is that Gary?
Oh. Hello, Nick. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. How are you?
I'm fine. Hello, Andy, Danny, John.
Gents.
Andy, hello, Gary.
How are you doing?
Yeah, great. A great week. I mean, we've got our West Ham back. It's like a throwback to last season, the season before. I want to talk about a couple of players tonight. Pablo Fornals
Gary,
and Antonio.
I'm very sorry. I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of John, Danny, and Andy while I go and get a top up of my drink. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, mate. Off you go.
Pisshead.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on, Gal.
Just make sure you can still hear him, can't you? Can you remember when I went last time and Gary was on mute for the whole time I was gone? Can you hear him?
Nick, it's not about you at the moment, Nick. Go get a drink and leave. Go away.
Mate like a tree, yeah? Mate like a tree.
It was nice to see Pablo Fornals come on today. I know all you lads have got a bit emotional when he was a bit tearful, and a couple of people in the chat said the same. It was a sort of a nice moment. It's a brilliant goal. And also Antonio scoring goals again. You know, he's back to his best. And I think when Antonio plays well, it makes the system work. Definitely. You know, it works better when Antonio's playing well. The system works. And Paqueta's coming now into his own. Him and Rice look good together. But I was going to say, there's one or two players that are worrying me there slightly. One's Aguirre. I think he needs to beef up a little bit, maybe to get in the gym. I think he made a few mistakes last month, didn't he, in a couple of games, and whether it's affected his confidence, I don't know. He looks still slightly shaky. And the other one is Ben Rama. Now, we've got Liverpool Wednesday. And if you look at the player stats used marking tonight, our right-hand side is looking far stronger than our left-hand side of the pitch.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know, and of course, Liverpool... Go on, John. Go on.
No, go on. What did you say? Go on.
I was going to say, I was going to say, with Trent Alexander-Arnold coming down the right on Wednesday, Salah, I'm just wondering whether maybe I don't know what's the matter with Ben Rama. He seems to be, maybe put him on the bench on Wednesday, bring him on as an impact sub second half, and maybe have Fornals in there, because he can create Fornals. It gives us a bit better protection in the game if with Trent getting bombing forward down that side. And then you can still change it in the second half, still put Ben Rama on. And the other option we've got is if we shifted even Antonio to the left and Bowen down the right, and maybe Ings down the middle, that's the other option. Because I think Antonio could do a lot of damage in a wide position as well. But overall, it's a good problem to have. I mean, overall, we're picking, little faults here. We want a good run. I think maybe one more win. We've got one win on now, 34 points.
Yeah.
They're saying 35, 36. So I think we can beat Liverpool Wednesday. I mean, I know they beat Leeds, but Leeds have just gone to pieces. But generally speaking, Liverpool defensively, they conceded 2 yesterday at home to Forest. I mean, Liverpool away from home, we can definitely get it on Wednesday night.
That's a very winnable game on Wednesday night. You're right, Gary.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I think so.
I agree with Gary. I also think that I'll be surprised to see Cresswell start again, because that'll be 3 games in a week. I think we'll see Emerson back in. But I agree with you. I think that and Amanda said it in the chat earlier. I think Moyes needs to learn to know when to take a player out of the team as well as put them back in again, because you don't want all the hard work that Ben Rama's done this season, winning fans over. Is there's a danger of it being sort of slowly undone again by keep playing him. And I think you're right. I think we do look a little bit better on the right hand side. I think that's a lot to do with Soufal. And I think on Wednesday, I'd like to see Emerson behind Fornals on the left, if I'm honest.
Yeah, we've got Palace Saturday as well, haven't we? So, sorry,
Go on,
I was saying I'd bring Oggy into that back four as well on Wednesday.
I was going to say that.
Because he is available, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, lads, I said something last week, which I don't know if you picked up on it. I think you did. And I was saying, if you brought a Bonner back into the left-hand side of the Zoom on the right, what about putting a Gerd at left back? Because a Gerd, he's very good going forward. He's got pace. And one thing he lacks a Gerd, he's a bit vulnerable sometimes to the crosses into the box. I mean, a Gerd could play. He can play left wing back. Could he not play in a back four at left back?
He's played left back before. He has played left back before.
I think that'd be a shout, don't you?
I think
it is a shout. It is a shout, and I agree with you. And I'd worry about Aguerd being taken out if he's low on confidence, like people are saying. Taking him out is not going to help his confidence. But you can't. But you can't pick players because of their confidence. If they're not playing well, they need to be taken off.
Especially at centre back, John. You can't have shaky
exactly. That's what I'm saying to you. And I get what you're saying about the left back situation, but I'll be honest with you, Emerson defensively for me, he's been very good as a left back in recent weeks.
Yeah.
And I can't see.
Everyone was saying he couldn't play in the back four, weren't they?
Mate, I was worried. I'm not going to lie. I was worried about him defensively, but I think he's proved me wrong and others, And I just can't see Cresswell playing 3 games. Aguerd, I'm not sure what's wrong with him. He might be carrying a little bit of an injury, but
Yeah. John, the point earlier about Moyes about knowing when to leave. I mean, he has got to learn to rotate because we've got this semi-final coming up. Now, look, whether we finish 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, or even higher, it doesn't really matter that much. We all want to win this trophy, and we can do it. And what we don't want to see is Antonio played in, week out. Bowen played week in, week out. We're on 34 points. If we get, say, 3 or 4 points in these next 2 games, we're on 37, 38, we're out of it. We've still got quite a few games to go. So I would like to see, I don't want to see you get to the semi-final and the players are like last season, we've got to the semi-final against Frankfurt and we had no excuses then. We had a small squad, but we've got a bigger squad now, so there's no excuses for it.
I firmly believe that we're going to get through. I know AZ Alkmaar, I'm not taking them for granted, but I think the pain of what happened last year at Frankfurt, against Frankfurt, that's still going to be very fresh with these players. I think they're going to be taking this very seriously. I think we're going to get past them. I do. I think Declan Rice is going to give everything. We've got players there that are winners as well now. We have added some some real class to the to the team, and they're coming good. Scott R makes a point in the chat. This is going back to Aguirre. And he says Aguirre is a Rolls Royce. He said the issue is our keepers not controlling the box and shouting. That's Sunday League stuff by Fabs. What do you reckon about that?
Well,
Gary?
actually, funny you say that. They had words today. I don't know if you saw that. Aguirre and Fabianski were having words with each other about that very point. So you could have a point there. I think also, lads, I think these new players that have come in, I said to you last week, no matter how good you are, you still adjust to the Premier League. Paqueta, early in the season, was getting caught on the ball. Now, he looks RPR quicker. You know, he seems to come into terms with it.
He's adapted, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe next season we'll see the best of him.
Well, I mean, the only thing is with Aguirre, I think Aguirre, like Kehrer, I think that they will be better in a passing team because they're passers. Now, I know that people will say because I think you've got different types of centre backs. I think players like Zuma and Dawson, you know, maybe Oggy, they're backs to the wall defenders. They'll throw their bodies in the way of shots and stuff like that. They're used to it. They're used to fucking the Alamo, you know. But where players like that are not very good is in the progressive side of it. When you're trying to sort of play it from the back and do stuff like that.
Yeah.
If we're trying to play it from the back, and you got a keeper who's got good distribution, and you got the likes of Kehrer and Aguirre who can pick a pass, then I think they may shine. Where I'm a little bit, see, I think Kehrer's better on the ball than Aguirre. I think Aguirre ponders on the ball too much for a centre back for me when he's in possession.
He's got pace, so he gets him out of trouble a lot of the time.
He has, but he does ponder.
The only thing I'd say about that, Nick, is you're comparing Kehrer to Dawson and Ogbonna, who are at the twilight of their career. Kehrer's a new age, modern day centre back. Modern day centre backs should be able to do both jobs. And to be honest with you, first and foremost, they're defenders. They should be able to defend. Yeah. And whether he's a passing centre back or not, Kehrer's made too many defensive mistakes. Now, I know you have got a lot of faith in him and all that, and I'm not writing him off. Yeah. You can't excuse some of them mistakes. That's not down to the style of play or anything like that. That's just lapses in concentration.
No. I agree. I'm just keen to give all of these players a clean slate when a new manager comes in, because I do think they were all bought. The mandate at the start of the season when we were identifying these players was for us to go to a more progressive style, possession-based style. So we brought in players, we scouted players that play in those systems, and we brought them in. I'm just keen to see them in a team that play that way. I think we'll do well.
I'll tell you another thing. With the Liverpool game Wednesday. I mean, people talking to this relegation like one win, we're out of it. We're not yet. I mean, the thing is, Nottingham Forest have got Brighton Wednesday. Brighton went to extra time today and penalties. They're going to be shattered probably. I can see Forest beating Brighton Wednesday at Forest, and Bournemouth playing Southampton Wednesday. So we need to get a few more points. You know, you can't just say, 35, you're there. You've got to get. And I think this Liverpool game, it's how we approach it. I mean, I don't want to lose the game. We've got this momentum building now, Nick, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
You need to get a point out of the game, and if we get Palace are in decent form, but we do quite well there normally. But I would like to see us have a go at Liverpool. I think there'll be goals in this game on Wednesday, funny enough. I think there'll be goals in it.
No, there will be goals in it. But I just hope, for me, yes, I agree, momentum's key. But for me, momentum is about the performance. I think that's what it isn't a result. You know, it's because we'll get the results that we need in the league if we carry on playing well. We will. We'll nick the points that we need. I don't want to all of a sudden go to a style where we're playing Liverpool. We don't want to risk losing it and start going all fucking cautious again. I'm not saying go gun ho, but I think what we've been doing, the way we played Arsenal, is the way that we play these teams. It's an effective counter attack with a bit of defensive discipline and pressing in midfield. Don't give them the time in your area of the pitch.
That's right. I mean, the thing with Liverpool is, defensively, they've been suspect away from home. The midfield's aging. I think we can boss the midfield, but obviously their strength is up front. You know, they've got some really good forwards. Yeah. So I think it's maybe just a matter of scoring on Wednesday. I could see it as being like a 2-1 or 3-1, 3-2. You know, it could go either way. This game is. But I also want to see us have a go at Liverpool Wednesday night. Not go gung ho. don't make any mistakes at the back. Cut the mistakes out, which is better now. But I don't know whether. Would you rather have a Bonner in there on Wednesday night rather than the Gerd? Or Liverpool, they've got pace, haven't they, up front?
I would play Ogbonna against Liverpool. But I'll tell you what, to close this call, Gary, give us your starting 11 and shape, and give us your prediction.
I think it could be a 2-2 draw, actually. We might nick it 3-2.
Yeah.
I think there'll be goals in it. I think the back four...
Pick a score, Gary. Pick a score. Come on. You can't have two scores. What's it going to be?
I'm going for it. 3-2 West Ham.
3-2.
Ooh,
okay.
That's a good
I think the back four, I think it'd be Kufal, Zuma. I think you'll stick with a Gerd, although I'd like to see maybe a Bonner come in for this one to steady it up.
Yeah.
Emerson maybe at left back, because Preston's played twice in a few days. The only change I might make is in with Ben Rama. He hasn't been doing it at all. He's not. I don't know whether we've been fasting, whether it's affected him. I don't know.
I will drop him now.
I like to see him. Maybe not saying drop him out. Just put him on the bench. Maybe put Fornals in there. He'd be in a bit
no. What I mean is, I will drop him from the starting lineup now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I will drop him 100%.
So who are you playing on the left though? You're going to put Fornals in there.
Mm-hmm.
Which now I know some people are going to say, "Oh, it's a defensive thing," but it can be. It can work both ways. Fornals would give some protection down that side, but he can be creative. Fornals, we've seen it today.
He's played out there before, and he loves himself a goal against Liverpool.
Oh. Sorry, I pressed the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But anyway, listen, it's looking good. I can see us why we're going to end up in the top half of the table. To be honest, I'll be surprised where we're going.
I don't. As long as we survive, I don't really care. As long as we survive and we go all the way. At the end of the way, at the end of the day, if you're not in that top 7, what difference does it make where you fucking finish? It doesn't really make any difference.
It doesn't, Nick. It doesn't. And I haven't forgotten that semi-final last year. I'm still. I've never got over that. I just want to go one better now and get to the final and win.
2 better.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Get the final and win it. Yeah.
That's it. Okay, Gary. Thank you for the call, mate.
Cheers, Gary.
Right, take it easy.
Cheers, mate.
Bye, mate. Bye.
Right, just run through the comments, mate, and then if we get any more calls, we'll give it a couple of minutes.
Yeah, while that happens, you guys remember the last time that we beat Liverpool, which a lot of people mark as almost a landmark game in terms of how good we have been at our best in the last few years versus how poorly we've gotten.
Yeah.
But think about the last time that we beat Liverpool. This year's Liverpool is more beatable than that team.
Oh, they are.
Definitely.
So
the one that worries me
earlier that the players are going at it a little bit like they smell blood. I really hope that applies to Liverpool. They are very, very beatable compared to the last time that we did beat them.
I don't think they should be treated. For instance, I don't want David Moyes to play the badge. Like you just said there. Look at the team. Play this team. They are. You can beat them.
Don't use kid gloves with them.
No, fucking Bournemouth. I mean, we played them off the park. Bournemouth beat them. But go on, Andy. What was you going to say?
No, the one who worries me. He's not really been playing, but he's Nunez.
I like him. I really like him.
He's rapid as well, and obviously Diaz is coming back from them. But like you said, Soufal's defending well. Zuma defends well. Zuma got his first goal against them last year. Obviously, Fornals scored against them last year. So Tottenham players just have
3 against Liverpool.
Yeah,
so far.
It's defensively where they're weak. Van Dijk's not the player he was. Whatever's wrong with him, I don't know. We all know Trent Alexander-Arnold's defensive frailties.
Yeah.
We know what they've got up front. So there's no, we've got to go for it a little bit. I wouldn't say there's nothing to lose, but it's a winnable game for me now. The positivity now for me is we can win, because of the performances we've had in recent games. So
that goal difference is ridiculous now. -8. I know we've still got to play the big guys, but I think that's even 2 points now. Do you know we said it's been 1? I think you can probably say that's 2 points now.
It's absolutely massive. Yeah.
It is. But,
so Lewis says.
Go on, then.
Go on.
I'll say.
Lewis
What's that? He's lying coming to some of his long passes. What was that? What did I do?
Go on. What are you going to say? Are you doing the prediction lineup?
Should we do a predicted lineup? Is it going to be this? What do you think he's going to do against Liverpool?
I think
he'll bring Emerson back for Cresswell.
He'll bring
because
Emerson
Cresswell
back.
Can't play a third game in a row, surely. I mean, he's done all right, but I can't see him playing 3 games in a week. I'll be shocked. So for me, I think he'll bring Emerson
back. Will play, won't he? Soufal will play.
Yeah.
I still think Oggy, though, than Aguerd. I think Oggy.
You think Oggy in place of Aguerd?
This is what Andy would like to see, as opposed to what he'll think.
Do you think Benny comes out and Fornals comes in?
I think he has to.
Yeah,
I think he has to. But we know Moyes he's got a past. He's got a history of not dropping players when he should, doesn't he? Sometimes.
I think it's known that Fornals is going to feature in this game. I think everyone, at least all of us here, are we all leaning that he's going to be starting then?
I think
he's gonna play. He always does, and
but I think he has to
always score.
I will say, I think if Fornals plays, I think you'll see Cresswell play as well, because Fornals gives Cresswell more defensive cover.
Well, but hang on a minute. But then if Emerson is defensively better than Cresswell at the minute, then you've eradicated that problem straight away. Why would you put a player at left back that means your left winger has to defend more?
You look like I would play Emerson, but Moyes likes Cresswell.
Ask David Moyes that question.
Yeah, Moyes. I wouldn't have dropped. I wouldn't have dropped Emerson.
No.
I'd have still been playing him. I think.
I know we're saying we should be playing the badge, but could you see maybe Oggy coming in and Benny but without four and going to a back 5 and having Oggy, Zuma and Aguerd as a back 5 and pushing Emerson and Soufal forward? I'm just thinking what Moyes might do. Moyes might do. Not that I want to see it.
Yeah.
No, I hope not. I get what you're saying, but I hope not, because I don't think there's no point going defensive against these. We need to take the game to them. Yeah. Their defence is frail, in my opinion, at the minute. Forest scored 2 goals against them, and then they've got a terrible away record. I just think we've got to get at them. We have to get at them. And I think the way we're playing now, Andy, I think the players and maybe the manager has sort of seen it as a case we have to take the best form of defence is attack for us, and that is blatantly obvious over the last few games.
The one who worries me as well is Thiago. He's slowly coming back from injury, and he come on the other day. I think he can pick a pass, and if he's not playing, I think we've got more of a chance as well, because he can just.
Yeah, but they've also got Jota's come back from a long-term injury. He's been playing the last few games. They've got an abundance of attacking threat, but
that's nothing new compared to what Liverpool have been.
But,
I mean, really.
But Danny's right. But Danny's right. The last time we beat them, which is we know was a turning point to some extent, negative one, they were far superior then than they are now.
I'm going 2-1 West Ham. I think we'll nick it.
Would you be surprised to see Aguerd playing at left back?
No, I wouldn't be surprised. Look, I'm not saying he's finished or he needs.
No. But I mean to be playing at left back, like as.
I would be shocked to see him at left back.
I'd be shocked to see him at left back.
Yeah,
I know he's played there, Nick, but it's not his natural thing, Although, look at Dan Burn at Newcastle, biggest centre back.
That's what I'm saying.
The biggest left back in the world.
Aguerd's got pace as well. We could get up there, and he
is very composed on the ball. I mean, it's not that he can't do it. I would just be shocked to see.
Jota's got 4 goals in 2 games since he's returned.
And I'll tell you what, Aguerd, he can flip in, switch the play as well. So, like you said, if Robinson's even bombing forward, he can switch the ball over to Bowen to run at him.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we need to try more of those diagonal balls. I feel like that works for us.
It works.
I don't think Antonio starts.
I would like to see us switch play a lot more than what we do. I've got to be honest. We typically tend not to do that very often. Although I can't
formulaic at times.
I can't really knock us too much for the way that we played today. Though I think our football today in periods was fucking excellent. Yeah. When we was in possession, we were good. There was no messing around. It was really effective what we was doing. Well,
hard to argue with that kind of result and the fashion with which they got that result.
But it looks like they because one of my main problems with Paqueta at the start, the reason he weren't shining was because something, we weren't getting the ball to him. we weren't giving him the ball. Paqueta plays the ball forward, whereas today it looked like everything used to go through Declan Rice. Everything in midfield went through Declan Rice.
Yeah.
But even Rice now, Rice is giving the ball to Paqueta. You know, so Rice is kind of doing his job, and it's almost like Paqueta's got this deep lying playmaker role now, and he gets you on the front foot. When you got runners, you know, Bowen, Benny, Antonio up front, and you got a player like Paqueta from deep that can ping those passes. I mean that ball that he played. Paqueta when he was on the right hand side with the outside of his left boot.
How good was that?
Right into Antonio's path when he ran through on goal. It was a beautiful pass. When it unfortunately it was handled in typical Mickey style. But
do you know we've criticised Soufal like I have, especially over the last 6 months, even his delivery, what he done today, but even his balls down the line seem to be going to Bowen or Antonio. They're not overhit no more. Do you know, like when he gets the ball? Yeah. So I think that's a huge advantage for us. But yeah, like you said, Rice and Paqueta, they just keep the ball for fun.
They do.
The thing is with Paqueta, he'll still make mistakes. He'll still give the ball away like he did the other week. But what's happening now is he's getting more of the ball, so he's got more opportunity to put things right, and you almost forget some of the mistakes because he's, you know what I mean, he's getting on the ball more, and you're remembering the good stuff rather than he will still do too many flicks and tricks at times. He will still give it away at times, but the type of player he is, you've got to expect it, you know.
Almost a high risk, high reward type of player at times.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit like that.
I know it was on Thursday, but was you shitting yourself when he done that run up on that penalty?
Yes,
I don't like it.
I said exactly that. I was absolutely.
Is he like the most laid back person in the world though? He just looks like he just can't be rattled. The guy.
No,
he's just too cool, isn't he?
He looks too cool. Yeah, he looks too like ice cube cool. But as a fan, you look at that and you think,
I don't like it. You know, because you miss that. You look a right fucking dick, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I still prefer a player that runs up and thumps the ball.
Julian Dix.
That keepers would dive out of the way just to not get hit by the fucking ball.
Yeah. Dawson hit a lovely penalty, didn't he?
Oh, against City.
Yeah, that was nice, wasn't it? That was fucking. He put that in, didn't he? He buried that.
What's going on here?
What's that?
Keith says, I've got my son-in-law coming over to watch the game Wednesday. Luckily, my missus is a nurse.
Patch him up after the game.
The only part of this sentence that I'm concentrating on is luckily my missus is a nurse. That's all the only bit.
Sorry, Dirty git. But look, I think that's it anyway. Yes, a big shout out to the under-18s, by the way. Who are playing on Tuesday night. So hopefully we can.
We'll see you there.
We can win there. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
I'm not going, I'm afraid. Freddie's got a match. Orient have got an evening match, so I can't make it. So I've had to give my ticket to my brother. So,
no worries.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. No worries. But yeah, I'll tell you what, John, go on, you wrap up.
Yeah. Before I go, I just want to. There's a great program on at midnight tonight. You might want to take notice of it. You ever seen that program, Embarrassing Bodies? Yeah. You know that program, Embarrassing Bodies?
No.
Program. I know.
There's one on tonight.
Do you know?
Got to feel sorry for the guy, ain't you?
Shit! That's like self-imposed leprosy.
He's standing outside the new stadium as well, isn't he? Look.
I know. What a fucking dick, honestly. Do you know something though? I do love them because they're just so. Do you know what I mean? They just make you feel good sometimes, don't they? When you look at them and you honestly, because they're idiots, aren't they?
Have you seen the fan reaction videos? Have you seen the fan reaction?
Yeah. I watched 20 minutes of reaction videos like before Nick sent me the stream yard.
I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched a single because I always watch the West Ham Fan TV fan cams. Yeah. I haven't watched them today. I've just been watching the Spurs ones. That's all I've been watching all day. It's
a gold line.
So amusing.
Do you know what? Expressions is lovely as a person, but he just cracks me up, man. He's so funny when he loses.
He's one-liners are brilliant. What's it?
Oh yeah, that's one of my Photoshop, stupid Photoshop.
I nicked that off Danny's thing earlier.
Yeah.
I'm going to play this video. I haven't edited it, so I don't know if there's any bad language. So please excuse me.
I've never left the game after fucking 20 minutes. I'm going now. I've had enough of this shit. Wankers. That's it. I'm off. Gone. Ta-da. We're all off. We're going. We've had enough. Bunch of fucking wankers. No passion, nothing, the cunts. I'm going.
What an idiot! What a loser!
After 20, imagine driving 5 hours to Newcastle.
600 miles a minute.
Fucking hell!
I tell you what. I'm not a Tottenham fan, obviously, and I'm laughing at their fans. But those players, they need to reimburse every bit of money them fans spent getting up there, mate. That was shocking, wasn't
it? John, it was. I watched the. Do you know the one with the two brothers? What is it? We Are Tottenham TV or something. Yeah, I watched that.
When he threw his chair and the fifth goal went in.
It's like, you fucking pieces of shit.
But it was, you had one brother that just started laughing when the fifth goal went in, and then the other one was losing his mind. But no, they are they do crack me up. They're cringy, aren't they? Cringy pair of fraggles.
Yeah, be careful what you say.
They are fraggles. Weird looking boys.
What? I don't know how to do. I don't know how to. You'd have to close it down, Nick. I forgot how to do it.
Well, what are you doing? You ain't said goodbye to everyone.
I know you got to do it. I can't remember how to do it.
You forgot how to say goodbye. Fucking, do you want Daddy to do it, John? Do you want Daddy to do it? Right, okay. Right, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all the interaction in the chat. It's been brilliant. Thank you very much, Danny, for joining us all the way over from the US.
Cheers, Danny.
Thank you very much.
Happy
and
to see
Andy,
you guys again.
Yes,
for having me on.
And thank you very much, Andy, for joining us again.
All the way from Romford.
All the way from Romford. So we will see you next week. We'll be on for the Rambles, and we'll be back on Wednesday as well for the Liverpool game for the post-match reaction. Possibly a phone-in as well if it ain't too late. All right then, and that's it from us. Thank you very much. Speak to you later. Ta-da.
Adios, amigos. Come on, you on.